She had a very good suggestion.
And so I see everybody in the way back. And because it's a rather cozy night, if anybody would be willing to move from the way back a
He
little
just
bit.
stood up right away.
Come on up. Hallelujah. We're going to make a little cozier community. We're going to acknowledge that we are all here together, and we're really grateful to be here on this Thanksgiving weekend. Good. Now it feels cozier. Thank you. That's great. So if you're sitting next to people you don't know, please turn around, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself, and warm up the tank. So I'm hoping everyone had a nice Thanksgiving here yesterday. And, you know, there are, I imagine some of you are carnivores and enjoyed that turkey, but I'm also here representing the vegetarians in case anybody's concerned about the turkey and enjoy just being together. And it's interesting, the word Thanksgiving kind of connects up to this week's Torah portion in that Yehuda was born in this portion. Yehuda means one who is the child I'm thankful for. So it's interesting that that idea of Hodu Ladonai, saying thank you to God, is part of our
Ben,
tradition
Shabbat
here
Shalom.
on this Torah portion, and it really links in with Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving actually was a reenactment of the holiday, the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, which is a fall harvest festival. And when Jewish people came initially to the United States, it was a time of the fall festival, and they couldn't celebrate Sukkot, so they pushed it off, and that became known in some of history as Thanksgiving. It's the same reason, saying thank you for the harvest, thank you for us being together, thank you for really allowing us to appreciate that which comes out of the earth, that we harvest, that we thank the people who work the grain, who sell it to the bread makers and bring it to the farms, from the farm to the market, and from the market to our table. So there's a lot of gratitude in Thanksgiving. And so glad to be here tonight with you all for Shabbat Thanksgiving.
All right. And on that note of gratitude and being together in community and being thankful for what we have a Shabbat service to lean into. So we're going to start off with Bim Bam in the Beit Shuva way. So let's celebrate being together on this evening. And here we go. Bim bam, bim 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 bam. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bim, bam.
We did talk about Thanksgiving when we were walking around, and anybody have a specific Thanksgiving that you're thinking of that it was a good, friendly memory? Hold on to it and think of the kindness that you received at that moment, and consider how you can pass that kindness on to somebody tonight. So, Shabbat candle blessing.
So with that love and that moment in time where we felt that connection with someone else in this season, we're going to bring in the light of Shabbat and do that delineation in time between our normal week and our Shabbat celebration. So we're going to light candles. Let's bring in the light of Shabbat and sing the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. All right, now we've brought in the light of Shabbat. Now we're going to bring in angels to our sanctuary. We're going to clap. We're going to celebrate being in Shabbat together. Lie, 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 la 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 lie, la lie, la 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 lie, la lie, 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 la 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 lie, la lie, la 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 lie, la lie, la 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 lie, la lie, 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 lie. Shalom Alechem Malachi Asharech Malachi Elyon Melech mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Borchem LeShalom Malachi HaShalom Malachi Elyon Melech mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 Mahuni le shalom malachi hashalom malachi Elyon Melech mi melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Seichem LeShalom Kadosh Baruch Hu. Lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 lai. All right. Going from bringing Shabbat into our space, from bringing angels into our space, now we're going to bring this great love that God has for all of us into our space. And we're going to feel that in the deepest part of ourselves with Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Mishoch Avdecha Eretz Onecha, Mishoch Avdecha, Lai 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 Eretz Onecha, Yarot Avdecha Kemo Ayal Yishtachavei ay lai 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 El mul hadarecha Yarot Avdecha Kemo Ayal Yishtachavei ay lai 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 El mul hadarecha. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Mishoch Avdecha Eretz Onecha, Mishoch Avdecha, Lai 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 Eretz Onecha.
Beautiful, really beautiful. So there are baskets somewhere to pass the tzedakah boxes, or do we have volunteers or somebody who's passing the tzedakah box? Thank you. Tzedakah, just, you can pass as I talk a bit. The acts of tzedakah really come from the word righteousness, and tzedakah is a way of rectifying communal failure and imbalance. Tzedakah means much more than charity. It means pursuing what is right and moving towards righteousness in our society. That's why we give today. That's why we're at the beginning of Shabbat. We're giving parts of our hearts and parts of our pocketbook to make life better, to make it more in balance between those who have and those who do not. And there's a piece of advice which I love. When I think of tzedakah, I think of this advice that a parent might give to a child. And it's actually in Yiddish, which is a combination of Hebrew and German, a middle 16th, 15th century language. It says, Sog dem emes, speak the truth. Gib tzedakah, give charity. Hab rachmanis, have an open, compassionate heart. And sei a mensch, be a mensch. Be the human being beyond human beings as you pass the tzedakah box and give part of your heart and soul to others today. And we move from that act of doing righteousness ourselves to considering tshuva. And that's many reasons why we are here. Tshuva is that looking inward, finding a moment of acknowledging when I've been off track, when I've made mistakes, when I've said, not noticing what is the right path in the world, and knowing it and finding a way to change. So Jewish tradition includes these words before sleep in the nightly prayer. I hereby forgive anyone who offended me or angered me or sinned against me today. Perhaps that's necessary before we can unwind from any day. Perhaps it's necessary before we can lie down and put our head against the pillow and truly rest at night. Perhaps we have to acknowledge that before we can quiet our relentless minds. And I also like to say, I hereby apologize sincerely for anyone and to anyone that I have offended or angered or sinned against today. May I acknowledge that I hurt another, and now let that hurtful aspect of my soul also be at rest. Our tradition says, listen up, notice, be aware. What can we discover in this prayer of acknowledgement of our sins and the nightly prayer to let it go? What do we uncover in our own hearts that leads us to cheshbon nefesh, to the changing in our soul, a process by which we truly account for each day's action towards someone and against someone and against ourselves and toward ourselves. May we take a moment now and ask what prayer you might offer that leads you to transformation, to tshuva. And I'm wondering if there are any people who are here who want to share a tshuva experience, a gratitude experience this evening. Please come forward.
Hi, my name's Andy, and I'm a grateful member of this community. And I'm an addict. Tomorrow's 90 days in the rehab here, so thanks. I thought I would extend a quick gratitude. And for the newer people here, I think you're some of the most important people in the room. It's like an AA thing. And the idea of shuva, I don't know that I really have a threshold of anything directly to make amends for, but I will say there's definitely times I've been in a lot of irritability and discontentedness, and that's okay. It's awesome because there's another thing too, that there's an AA cliche saying that you can save your ass or you can save your face, but you can't save both. So I'm grateful that I've been working hard to save my ass here. Before I came in, my life, I was living, in the few months before I came in here, I was living out of a storage locker, sleeping in my car, and taking showers at a gym. And I'm just really grateful for you guys. I've learned so much here. There was a group in particular like a week ago where Sasha kind of forced me to share a little bit more. And I thought they were kind of boring, mundane details about how I was an adopted kid, the circumstances and that. And I had this like fairy tale childhood, but I've always felt separated from life and unworthy of everything I've been given. And my mom died when I was young, and I've kind of been on my own since I was 17, but just the support I got from you guys and the things you told me really changed my life. And it just goes to show I don't know what I'm doing or what I think is important. I just have no idea. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a grateful member of this community. And something's been bugging me since about 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and this is a perfect time to make a teshuvah. I received a text yesterday morning that was beautiful, and it was happy Thanksgiving and how this person loves to be, that I am in their life. And I just want to let them know that they are in my life, and I'm going to call this person out, Kathy Galper. So I'm sorry I never responded to the text. And also, because it's Beit Tshuva, I want to give some gratitude, of course, to Beit Tshuva. But also, I felt a little shunned by part of my family in the past couple of weeks. I had reached out and said, look, we don't have anything to do on Thanksgiving. If you're doing Thanksgiving, can we crash it? Like, you know, we've been there before for Thanksgiving. And to this day, I still haven't heard back from this person. And this is like a really close person in my family. And so I'm a little pissy about it. And I have to do everything to not get passive aggressive and just kind of take it as it is. And thankfully, a friend of ours actually invited us to Thanksgiving, and it was lovely in every sense of the word. And I'm just truly grateful to be able to be here with all of you guys tonight. That's it. Thank you.
I'm Luca. Hello. So Andy just said something really important, that is that the new people are really, really important. I remember, like, when I first got here, I was, like, super excited. At 60 days, I said that I was very, excited to be sober. And a while after that, that went away. I tried to leave, and then people around me kept me here. Just because it doesn't always feel like you want to be here, or for me personally, like, I didn't always want to be here. It didn't mean that I shouldn't have been here, and I stayed. So thank you, Andy, for reminding me of that. And also, my pops is here tonight, so love you.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a very grateful member of this community. Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. When I moved in here to this house in 2008, it was Thanksgiving weekend, and it was very lonely. There was a couch that is now like the welcoming foyer, kind of. It was all there, and there were like 3 of us, and I didn't have my phone, which was a BlackBerry Pearl at the time. And I just was like, someone was gonna put on Grandma's Boy. And I was like, well, what the fuck? If Grandma's Boy is funny, sober, and not stoned, I don't know, maybe something else will be great, you know? So it was still funny. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous movie. And, I got past that lonely weekend, and I got past the estrangements that I had with my family, not with all of my friends, which is a good thing, I guess, retrospectively. But really my point is, I look back at what my life was like when I moved in, and it took like all this time to even get close to what it is today. And what it is today is something that I never could have conceived of, and I feel like it's just going to get better. Like, I know in a lot of ways it is. And also it's going to get more challenging, and there will be new hurdles and, new opportunities to learn and grow. But really, in particular, I am so grateful for Nate Roth. I just have to say, every time I'm up here, I talk about how proud I am of you and how much progress you've made. And every time I come up here, you have leaps and bounds, like just grown in all the ways. In your own spiritual practices, which has led to having more space in your life, to helping others and, helping others to find their own path to theirs. And you're gifted in so many ways, and you are a gift to me and to my life and my family, my mom, my dad. They love you. So I love you the most, though. Thank you guys for listening.
Hi, I'm Amina. I'm a grateful resident. I had a little wardrobe malfunction, so excuse me. I just wanted to say how grateful I am for yesterday's Thanksgiving. It was probably the best Thanksgiving I've ever had in my life. So for the first time in almost 10 years, my birth mother and my adopted mother were in the same room at the same time. And then on top of that, I think what was more memorable was that my two autistic brothers put down their electronics for the first time and was part of the family. So well, they're not on the thing, but I know they know I love them. But I love every one of them. My mother, she was really happy to see the fact that I was happy. And they even got me Ugg boots for my 4-month. So I'm really happy. Yesterday was just like the best day of my life. Like, I never ever thought that these two women, strong. You think I'm stubborn? Ooh. They are stubborn. So they sat in the room, they talked, and I was just like, let them talk. If they argue, they argue, but I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's what recovery is about. So yeah, thank you.
All right, anyone else? Okay, well, I'll share a small piece of gratitude for Sarah, for sure, absolutely, and her family and my family, who are all going to be family very soon. So that's a blessing. I want to thank these wonderful people that I get to work with here and that I'm on this journey with. I want to thank all the residents who've committed to their life and are on this journey and a path to better themselves in all the ways. And yes, for sure. And I want to thank all the faces that I see every single week here. People that show up, that join in this community, that support the residents and the battle that they're in. And it's really just a blessing. I can't describe it deeper than that because there are no words. I feel very blessed in my life and in my work, and I think the future does hold beautiful things and also really difficult things. And I was speaking to Jade, Glenn's daughter, yesterday, and she was talking about how the joy and happiness and the pain and the struggle can live right next to each other. And we don't get to pick and choose a lot of times. We just have to get on board or get dragged along by life. So let's, not get dragged. Let's be invested and show up and share in connection and reach our hand out and help someone else. And I believe in each and every one of you to be in that work. That's right. My support is on its way. It's fantastic. Okay, so with all this gratitude and also being able to make an amends and be in truth and be honest with our soul, we're going to celebrate a song for Shabbat because that's what we're here to do. We're here to celebrate our life, and we're here to put a mark on this space and time. So let's be present and engaged. Here we go. One, two, one, two, three. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר עבדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשור ועלי נבל עלי היגיון בכינור שבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. עלי היגיון בכינור וזמר לשמך עליון וזמר לשמך All right. You know what I don't have is a list. Oh, yes, I do have it. We have one new resident. I see it here. Jane. to be next. So we just welcomed in the newest member of our community here. It's a pretty heavy moment. Has a lot of meaning to it. So now we're going to welcome in the Shabbos bride in the same way, with fresh eyes, meeting someone for the first time and helping them, welcoming them. So let's welcome the Shabbos bride as a community. We're going to dance around. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to be in the moment here in our sanctuary with Lachad Odi, like we do it every week. Here we go. לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, כי שמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, בשמו תפארת והליתי לה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכוון אליך, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם, נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי כי באורך, קומי אורי אורי אורי, שדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Everyone please rise and face the doorway as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala gam besimcha, uvetzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לחדודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated.
For body or soul. If you are on the live stream at home, you can write in the name of the loved one that you want to extend healing to. And we are going to be today extending healing to many people, healing of body and soul in our own bodies and our own souls, and healing for the release of the hostages, the Israeli hostages that returned today to Israel. There were 13. There were 12 Thai people returned. There were both prisoners as well as some teenagers and women returned to Palestinian communities. And so I want to read this prayer, which is a prayer of gratitude for the return of the Israeli and Palestinian hostages. Today is a day of gratitude for every soul freed from captivity. Children, mothers, and elders are coming home. The long-awaited hour of reunion is here for some. God, heal the hearts of the children who've lived through horrors no child should ever endure. Some children have no parents' arms to run to. Let all of Israel embrace them with an eternal love. We give thanks for every hostage released today, for joyous reunions filled with tears of thanksgiving. We pray that the love will mend the brokenness, that fear will soon give way to faith in tomorrow. But for the hostages, this hope-filled day of homecoming will also be heartbreaking, a time of mourning for murdered loved ones. Comfort them, O God. Be their light in these dark days. Be their strength and their shelter, their hope for a new life that lies ahead. On this day of gratitude, our hearts refuse to rejoice until every soul heartlessly held by Hamas, every boy or girl, every woman or man, has been released. God, help bring us, help them come home. Until that day, watch over them, God. Fill them with courage, perseverance, strength, and hope. For the day of freedom that is coming, may that day come soon. We say, Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam matir asurim. Blessed are you, O God, who frees the captives. And together we say, Amen. So we also say blessings of healing for people. And if you would like to recite the name of someone that you're saying a prayer for healing for, you can stand where you are, and I will move my hand through the congregation, and you can call their name forward. We continue with the Misha Berach prayer, and we'll sing it together.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Abraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech Virapeh et HaCholim Elna Rifana la Ilna Rifana la Elna Rifana la Elna Rifana la Misha Berach Avoteinu Abraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech Virapeh et
And that is how we respond with Baruch Hu, with that acknowledgement that we stand before God in gratitude. And we continue with Shema that says, we acknowledge that God is one, that the source of life is one being, and we join together as one with the Shema. So we rise for the Baruch Hu, the call to prayer.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Let's take a breath. Let's focus and center ourselves. Feel this oneness of God, of community, of our shared human experience in this space that we're all sharing together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech u'shukbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam neot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
Every Shabbat is a different Torah portion. That means we read a different specific section of the Bible, and that Shabbat has that name, and this Shabbat is Shabbat Vayetze. And I like to look at this portion beginning with a problem that's something we might all have, which is when we yearn for God's presence, especially in dark time, in pandemic, in war, in transition, in change, in tshuva. How do we experience God's presence in that dark time? Now, today people sometimes say, well, it's time to meditate, it's time to dream, it's time to listen to music or to create some kind of art. And we wonder, what might that feel like, to yearn for God's presence in different kinds of ways? This week's Torah portion focuses in on that yearning for God's presence. In the context of where we are in the Torah story, in the biblical story, it's Genesis. It's the beginning of relationships, of the characters that we just sang about: Abraham and Sarah, Isaac, Rebekah, Leah, Rachel, and their children. In last week's Torah portion, Rebekah aided Jacob, her son, as he deceived his father, her husband, Isaac. And he helped Jacob get the blessing that was really intended for the older brother Esau. In this Torah portion, fearing retribution from Esau, Jacob fled. He left Beersheba and he traveled south toward Haran. He went to a place later known as Beit El, which literally means God's house. And Jacob rested in the desert at Beit El. He put his head on a rock and he dreamed. And he imagined a ladder with angels going down and up and down and up. And that ladder vision was problematic for him because he woke up and he said, "Ma nora hamakom hazeh." How incredible this place is. Hamakom po. God is here. The lo yadati. God is right here in the darkness of the desert, and I had no idea. Aviva Zornberg, who's a contemporary scholar in Israel, took that little piece, that little phrase, "Surely God is in this place, and I didn't know it," and began to look at, what does it mean that I did not know that God was here? She explains that Jewish tradition sees Jacob as the first human being able to pray in the dark. He falls asleep and he dreams about angels going down and up the stairway to heaven. In his dream, Jacob is not alone. He senses that God is standing with him, reassuring him, reminding him that his descendants will populate Israel and the world. When Jacob awakes from this dream, he says, "Surely God is in this place, and I had no idea." Another commentator goes further and says, well, what did it take to realize that God was in that place? If God really dwells here in the desert, if I've stumbled on God in this lonely, dark place as I put my head on a rock, how could it be that I didn't know? And maybe it was that Jacob had to remove every aspect of his own ego, any consciousness of his self, any of his drive to do what he normally did. And he had to, in that experience, clear his heart and soul so he could experience that God was in the dark place. And now he was able to be aware of God's presence. Lo yadati, aval, hamakom po. God is right here. Velo yadati. And I never knew it before because I was so filled with myself that I couldn't know it. He was in some kind of a daze or a fog or a stupor, like we've all been in. What does it mean for us? When life is tough, when we feel alone, traveling a road we've never been on before, we often feel alone like Jacob did. It took a while for him to realize that God was in that place, and he was not alone. God's presence was beside him when he opened his eyes and noticed. God's presence was walking the path with him. God's presence was providing shelter and community and love when necessary. The message may be, can you open our eyes to realize, even when I've not been aware before, God is in this dark place with you and beside you. That is the Torah for this week. Even when we don't know it necessarily, we can open our eyes and we can say, surely God is in this place, and I can now, with eyes open, be aware. May that blessing be yours this week, a week of wholeness and a week of peace. Shabbat Shalom.
So just like Jacob couldn't see God in the dark place, a lot of times in our darkness of our addiction and just being able to come out of it, we can't see where life may lead. And so we have to have faith and get out of our own way and follow in God's will. And instead of, like I spoke about earlier, instead of being dragged along by life or banging our head against the wall, wishing for something different, we can come along for the ride. We can be a part of it. And Glenn Goss wrote a song about this process. What's it going to take for us to change in our life? What is it going to take for us to trust ourselves? What is it going to take to return to our soul and to our authentic self? And that journey changes a little bit every day. It never looks the same because the circumstances in our life and the way we feel and the things happening around us, those also change. So our recovery is not stagnant, and there is a way forward if we find a way to change. The longer I'm on the road, the shorter it gets. While all the nightmares inside of my dreams are filled with regret. So I break my own heart and not feel the pain. Now watch me cut my nose off just to spite my face. But when I look around me, what's it gonna take to change? No matter how high I get, I fall from grace. And all the words that I use to pray get stuck in space. All the bridges that I burn, they can't be replaced. Now watch me blow my car up just to lose the race. Now when I look around me, what's it gonna take to change? It might take frostbite in June on the dark side of the moon to help me change my tone and sing a different song. Now when I look around me, what's it gonna take to change? When all the ugliness surrounds me, I know it's up to me to change. When I look around me, what's it gonna take to change? All right, so we've reached the part of our service where we would do a birthday celebration. We don't have any birthdays on our schedule tonight. Is anyone celebrating a birthday? Spur of the moment, birthday share? Okay. Namita, come on.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
That is amazing. Yeah. This was meant to be. This is amazing.
Hi, I'm Namita, and I came in through these doors in 2016 when Nate was here. Prior to
Namita,
being
yeah.
And so many of the people that, well, not a handful of people are here in this room, and it's wonderful to be here. Gosh, I came in through these doors broken, and I had just come out of medical detox at Brotman with a pancreatitis and nearly cirrhosis liver. And on November 11th, 2019, I celebrated 4 years. So if you do the math, I didn't stay sober, but this was where I learned how to be in community with people. And I made some horrible choices while I was in recovery here. But regardless of the choices that I made, I always felt like there was a home here. And the reason I raised my hand, because I hate speaking in front of people, but it's for the people that are new or that are living here and the residents. I found recovery in these rooms and also the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous in Culver City. And so a huge part of my recovery is still in Culver City. And I'm so grateful. Oh, Cantor Nate, it's so sweet. When I was here, you weren't a Cantor. And you've grown so much, and so many of these people that I can look out and see, I know and I love so much, and even though I don't see everyone very often, this will always be home, and I'm so grateful for that. And thank you for sharing this day.
Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to sing you happy birthday, Namita. So anyone, stay right here. Yeah. Anyone who wants to come, give her a cake and a celebration, a birthday song, please come up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Namita. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back. Sober.
Great.
That was fantastic.
Perfect.
Perfect. This is meant to be. All right, so in that same celebratory vein, we're going to play a celebratory prayer for peace. And that's right. And the world needs it now. And because of all the happenings in the world, we need it on the inside. Because I felt a lot of turmoil today. It's not easy, and being a part of Jewish community is very important, and to celebrate that and to stand up and be our Jewish selves and have that identity is important. And if you're not, to support life and moving forward, that's a very Jewish thing to do too. Because Judaism is all about a way of being and a way of life. And how do we live the best version of ourselves? So the world needs that kind of action. So here we go. Let's celebrate with Ose Shalom. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael. Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'alko Yisrael. I want to thank this. Oh, thank you so much. I want to thank David G. I want to thank Ted Greenberg. I want to thank Thea G. We got all G's up here. Triple G. So these people are wonderful human beings. First off, they are here to assist everyone on their journey. They're an example, and it's fun to play music with them, and it's fun to just hang out and be together. So I'm very grateful to the three of you, and I'm grateful to Laura, who is taking the Thanksgiving holiday off, and well-deserved. And we'll be looking forward to having her back here next week. So, all right. So we've had a prayer for peace in a maybe not so peaceful way, a little more gregarious way. And now we're going to join together in Aleinu as a community, and we're going to bow together, and then we'll remember those who we've lost in our life. So,
And
What-
I like to think of Aleinu, which we're going to stand for a minute, is it's on us. Literally in the Hebrew, it's Aleinu, it's on us. And it's really talking about it's on us to make a better world, to change the relationships between family and friends, between neighbors, between nations. Aleinu l'shabech, it's on us to praise God and to change the world.
all right, let's all rise together in community and chant the Aleinu together. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotze bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu koreim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. You may be seated.
We continue with Kaddish and memory, and it is in our tradition to remember those who have died during this first month, as well as those who've died during this year. And then we will call forward the names of those whose anniversary of their death is this week. Those are the yard sites. So I'll read the names that we're remembering today, and if you are on the live stream, you can also put your loved one's name in the chat. And additionally, if there are other names that are not on here, I'll ask for those once we finish. So today, those in the year of mourning, we remember Roberto Also, Alan A.J. Lamoureux, Marvin Jones, Salvo Mayo, Austin Long, Maxwell Collins, Adam Rich, Larry Schwartz, Norma Sklar, Darren Fond, Paul Rovin, Lucas Simon Foster, Marco Mayo, Mark Gottesman, Grace Cohen Grossman, Vladimir Wolf Pessin, Tyler Wright, Suzanne Good, Michael Tripak, Zachary El Khatib, Menachem Bennett, Matthew Brzezinski, Hannah Weller, Daniel Engel, Gloria Boraz, Shayna Michelle Aiken, Jerry Glasser, Sarah Abergel, Ben Scher, Jay Gagerman, Ronald Mankoff, Nan Brostoff, Sandra Lee Yankelovich, Marcia Solomon, Gail Weiner, Elaine Gumpert, Quinn Yamrun, Gabrielle Ann Walensky, Marty Schiffer, Dina Hofkosh, Benjamin Paul, David Ruderman, Paul Marr, Greg Sutton, Lisa Beth Cooper, Stephen Reisman, William F. Besser, Aria Clark, Jake Schneider, Mitch Hodesh, David Hansen, Asher Barkin, Everett James, and Rabbi Yossi Karen. And if you are here recalling anybody whose name that I read, please stand, and then I will also now read the yard sites, okay? These are the yard sites, the anniversary of the date of death, who we call this week. Harold Gorowitz, Roy Lakowski, Fanny Gershman, Tamara Pra, Don Carroll, Ryan Praver, Rosalind Bennett, Dan Shast, Tom Spiegel, Pauline Ledeen, Hyman Fishman, Molly Troop, Aaron Waxman, Irvin Schaefer, Lawrence Nussdorf, Paul Rosenthal, Irene Marlowe, Colette Siegel, Sam Lipman, Stephen Dorff, Scott Harrison, and Berta Shapiro. Are there any additional names to add to the Kaddish list this evening? Please rise and call their name forward if you would. We also take those who have no one to say Kaddish for them into our hearts as our own. We also remember those who died in war throughout the world, whether it be Ukraine or Israel and Gaza or other places in the world. We also recall to mind those who have died nameless, whose names we carry as our own. Please rise for the Kaddish so that everyone who is here is standing with someone. In this holy community, we do not stand alone for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'alma tivra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'gala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach u'l'al l'mei umaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach vit pa'ar, vit romam, vit nase, vit hadar, vit ale, vit ala, shvede kucha brechu, le ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush berchata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shamaraba, min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May God, who makes peace in the high places, bring peace into our world, into our homes, and into our hearts. And together we say, amen.
Okay, so we do not have any Shabbat sponsors tonight, but would anyone like to sponsor Shabbat this evening? Okay, if you do, or you would like to sponsor any future Shabbat, you can speak with Sarah Jacobs, who is our wonderful temple coordinator, who also is taking Thanksgiving week or Shabbat tonight off. But Cameron is filling in.
Yay!
He's doing a lovely job working for our temple as well. And you can speak with him if you are interested in sponsoring Shabbos. Or, you know, there's always an opportunity in following weeks. Okay, announcement time. So, let's see. Beit Shuva Gala. It is January 28th of next year. Upcoming, very close. We are celebrating Paul Bergman, who is our last board member, chair, and also Lynn Shapiro will be honored at the gala. And I think all of us will probably be there too. So we hope to see you all there. It is at the Beverly Hilton, like it always usually has been. So please come join. Always, usually. There was a few outliers there that happened. COVID, basically. So I would love to see you all there and supporting our gala. It's a big fundraising evening for our development, the biggest. We have challah that they make here. Our residents are very involved with this program started by Jackie Elkins. She has wonderful recipes for challah and many different varieties. So they sell challahs on Friday nights here. They also deliver challahs if you call during the week. I think it's before a certain day, though. Before Wednesday. If you call here before Wednesday or go online, then you can get a challah delivered for Shabbos. They also have Instagram, and they have their own website and TikTok. So bakedshuva.com or at bakedshuva. Follow us, yes. Car donations, your old car, their new beginnings. So we have a car donation program, and it goes to people who are in need and who need transportation in order to move their life forward and to be invested in their recovery. You can contact David Bear for another week. And then we'll find out who's going to run our car donation. Well, I guess spoilers. Contact Sarah Jacobs. That's a good one. Yeah. She'll always be helpful if you talk to Sarah. We have a marathon team here at Beit Shuva that we do every year. They practice every Sunday morning, super early. If you would like to be involved, call Sarah Jacobs. as well. And all right, we have Beatles Shabbat coming up. We have some work to do, but we'll get there. December 8th, few weeks, so please, we will be doing all the prayer music to the melodies of the Beatles, and we should have a good time. I always look forward to our theme Shabbats. And that's it. So I'd really like to thank Rabbi Karen Fox for leading a wonderful service.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
And I was in Israel, actually, when she was here during the summer. So I got to speak with her a few different times, but this was the first time we met in person. So
Great.
it was wonderful. It's a
Thank
blessing
you.
to have you here.
My pleasure.
And I want to thank all of you for showing up. I want to thank all the people that it takes to put on a Shabbat service. I want to thank Michael C. for filling in and stepping up and showing up. He's a great fill-in. So thank you for your unique gifts. Adam's back there helping out. Thank you so much. Jonathan is also back there doing our cameras. And Michael is in the studio doing the live stream. So
Thank you.
it takes a whole bunch of us to show up and to be in community. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so
Yay,
much.
Panther.
So we are going to finish off with a communal moment. We're going to sing Ozi Vizim Radia. God is our strength. And that's how we move forward in our life, in our recovery. So let's stand up. Let's link arm in arm. Let's sing it like we mean it with Ozi Vizim Ratia. Here we go. Ozi Vizim Radia Vayahili Lishua 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 Ozi Vizim Radia Vayahili Lishua. May God be all of our strength and our salvation as we move forward in our journey and we try and put one foot in front of the other and we do the best we can, and guess what? We're all going to make mistakes, but there's always a way back. Let's all stand. If you're not standing, we're about to close with Kiddush and Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. All right. We have some challah that's going to be passed around. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.